Hello and welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris. I am joined once more by one of your finalists of Bristol's Metal to the Masses this year. I'm joined by the ridiculous and brilliant Cruelty Circuit. Thank you so thank you so much for joining me today, guys. How are we doing?
Gravy.
Hanging. So, for different reasons.
Very different reasons, yeah.
Different parts of the country. Normally we get to go when he comes down from Scotland, and then we just, get to practice or something, and then Ben and Teo just like, you guys. Every damn time. But not this time. Just on our own accord,
Yeah.
Sabbath yesterday in Birmingham.
Yeah.
What were you up to?
I was listening to Sabbath, but I wasn't at Sabbath. I was just in a pub with friends, having a laugh.
Watch this space for my video talking about heavy metal's Live Aid is what I'll probably call it.
Yeah, that's how I described it. Yeah.
Oh, it was so fucking good. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. So let's start from the beginning. Why don't we? That's how beginnings start. Hey, there you go. Nice. Let's see how many times we can link it back to that show. Just forget Metal to the Masses.
What's not so
Do they have Aussie? No. So anyway, how did Cruelty Circuit come to be?
Once upon a time. December 2010. Just myself and our original vocalist, we both sort of went through some real horrible breakups. He phones me up asking if I want to start a band or a side project, at which point I'm like, yes, let's do this. Dig out the 8-string, change up the tuning, meet our drummer, who then became our drummer like a week or so later, Anthony. And then he knew this guy here, Ben. And there we go. That was essentially how the band was formed, just out of, I don't know, being upset and heartbroken and pissed off. And
Just naive.
There was no like mutual sort of music interests that sort of fueled it. It was just, we're just going to make this up as we go along, really, just taking whatever our own thing is anyway, like just of our own interests. So in my case, very much like groove metal, new metal, like tech or proggy sort of oriented. But yeah, and then Ammer was very much full on death metal. He was pretty much like Barney from Napalm Death, like just an absolute Tasmanian devil. So it was, it was essentially where that began. And in that lineup, we were active for about 4 years until we sort of fizzled out. Like our drummer and our vocalist wanted to move on to other things in life, which was absolutely well and good. So me and Ben just continued doing work in another long-running band that we were in called Brink of Extinction, or BOE. And then that sort of fizzled out around 2019. And just off the back of uni course, doing like production and sound engineering, I was just messing around with some old Cruelty Circuit stuff and some of the newer ones that we'd written back then that hadn't seen the light of day. And we just thought it sounds absolutely killer. And we were like, if things don't change in the old band, then, just sort of count our losses and we'll try and bring back Cruelty Circuit, at which point we asked Ammer and Ant if they wanted to do it. They were still very much doing their own things in life. So they gave us blessings to continue it anyway, at which point we asked this lovely chap here and our Chris Taylor who isn't with us today, I believe.
Tay's not with us. He did actually want me to say a few words, so he's written a few words here. Do I do it in Tay's voice?
Yeah, do it in Tay's
voice. I'll do it in Tay's voice. So, hello, Uncle Tay here. Sorry I won't be able to join these murder of seat sniffers on the podcast. Contracted a terrible illness from some roadkill and warm mayonnaise has only made the situation worse. Love you lots like jelly tots, Uncle Tay. So, yeah, he just wanted me to say that.
2019, I think late 2019 was when we got this current version of the lineup up together, and
then the disease happened.
Yeah. The dreaded C.
So that held back for a bit.
Yeah, so that kind of messed up our plans a little bit. So, but we still kind of carried on with recording things and making a whole bunch of music that we've been sat on for the last few years, and which we've been slowly but surely releasing. So, yeah.
Here we are now.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Smarmore started like 2018, 2019 as well. And we're like, raring to go, off we go, and then the event. This is how I've always referred to that period of history. But anyway, so how did you arrive at the name Cruelty Circuit?
Ooh.
Actually, it was just a very boring process, to be honest, but it worked. Like, once we got to that name, it was like, actually, this really encapsulates exactly how we formed in the first place and what it feels like it's all about, to be honest. So, but the boring process was just literally writing loads of categories of like words and things, like names that you would see in places. So it'd be like single word band names, 2-word band names, 3, 4, numeral band names or whatever like that. And just going through like all of it alphabetically as well, like just like pairing everything together. And I just obviously lost the will to live when it got to C, and I was just like, right. And then I saw, and thankfully the list in C was like very short, and I saw the 2 words Cruelty and Circuit on there, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's just see what the rest of the guys think, and they were on board with it. There we go. That was how we got that name.
Yeah, fair enough. Short and sweet. Love it. So let's do the elevator pitch. How would you describe the sound of Cruelty Circuit for a brand new listener? Because I've struggled with this as well when referring to you guys.
So once upon a time, we used to jokingly get referred to as the King Kong metal band. And from some brilliant bit of Microsoft Paint editing from this guy from another band, like edited this picture of Amber looking aggressive as fuck at like a show we played at the Croft like back in 2012 or 2011 or something like that, and he's just like this, and then they just like put the picture of him in Microsoft Paint and just put him next to the Empire State Building, and that was it. And that just became the ongoing joke that was King Kong metal. We've had numerous descriptions. A lot of people seem to liken us to a heavier version of Primus.
I've heard that.
Rage Against the Chili Corpse was my favorite description. That was fun. Yeah, that was James Moore from Saragon, our first ever show back in 2011, described us as Rage Against the Chili Corpse. That was just fantastic. We've had someone describe us as Faith No More meets Strapping Young Lad before. It's just like, okay.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, Mr. Bungle recently. Mr. Bungle on steroids was one that or some weird version, like, Korn are already weird anyway, but our version, a weird version of Korn.
See, I was going to say, we just rip off System of a Down. We where we can't get sued. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Like,
that's our mantra since we got this lineup together. Like, we just kind of went, right, going into this, like, what does this world need more of? We need more System of a Downs, right? Because, like that, we need that sort of band that sort of is serious, but serious enough to be able to listen to on the regular, but also fun as well in places. So it's all round enjoyable, which I don't know if that's really sums us up. But
I mean, I completely empathize with that because my band gets compared to System of a Down a bunch. So, but I think you're right. I was like, where are all these bands that have followed in System of a Down's wake that sound like System of a Down? I don't know of any, really.
Yeah,
we need more of that stuff. Yeah, exactly. So but obviously I have to mention, because I think one of the earliest releases one can find of you guys on streaming is a cover of Prison Song by System of a Down. So has that influence like always been in there right from the beginning?
More when I joined.
It was we kind of did it as a sentimental reason, really, because we played what was regarded as the last metal show at the Croft back in 2013, before they became Crofters' Rights and the staff from the Croft moved over to the Exchange. a friend of ours, Dave Bass, who was one of the OG Bristol metal gig promoters, he put us on as a headliner for this show, which whole gig is actually up on YouTube. That one. Except for when one of the cameras cuts out, unfortunately, and it just gets left to the phone, the phone cam, the phone's camera and audio, which is just atrocious. But during that set, Adam had joined us on stage later on for the first time and the only time at that point, to do a cover of Prison Song, partially because when we were in college together, he got to do briefly, we all had to do these like sort of cover tribute acts, and he got given the best one. He got to be in the System of a Down tribute. So I was like, one day we're going to end up collaborating or jamming at some point. And then he was in Valis Ablaze, and he came along to the show, and we asked him if he wanted to come up and guest with us to do that song. And so, of course, fast forward 6 years after that, we decided, okay, maybe we should release or make a cover, like actually record the cover, and because it would be a good way to reintroduce things, and
you got a weird response though. So many people saying like, "Oh, you guys are just
plagiarism.
This is plagiarism.
It's American.
It's a cover."
It's like, you never heard a cover before?
Yeah, Americans don't know the difference between plagiarism and
I mean, that damn Johnny Cash plagiarizing that bloody Johnny song. God, disgusting.
This feeds in perfectly, though. Obviously, we mentioned your sort of wacky over-the-top musical style, but obviously it bleeds into your live shows as well. It's extreme metal, but with a very wacky over-the-top stage presence. It's not just your usual gurning tough guy face thing you would normally expect from extreme metal. So did the music come first and you thought we have to do this live, or are you all just like that?
I think we'll just like that.
We're just like that. Yeah, we started off as angry, and then I think just as time went on, time healing all old wounds and things like that. I think was where the sort of friendship and camaraderie and our humor sort of just started creeping into things, because we always had the sort of cartoonish, riffy moments in places like the middle bit of Wolfman on the Flock or something like that. just sort of like a random intersection of the song, But since renewing the lineup, there was, like I say, that System of a Down mantra. We thought, let's just, we'll absolutely bring it, heavy, but we're still going to include, make things, lean into the fun a bit more eccentric. And this guy here has a very eccentric vocal range on him, which is like working with a voice actor, and it's fantastic. So,
but I find it so hard to write serious songs. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's like I just can't write emotional stuff. It's just really weird. It's like, Little Leaf. It's like it's literally about a leaf that goes on a magical, whimsical journey, being blown around the world by the wind, and he meets random civilization. I just love concepts a lot more. So
it works. So
and I just love to put it over on stage as well. Just be completely like a mad wizard, basically in an orange kimono.
I wish you stopped sharing your sleeves where you're at.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's hard to I think sometimes with metal, you've just got to have that fun still installed in there. I think people forget that with metal. Like, you can have serious stuff, but have fun with it, man. Like, make people laugh, make people go, yeah, that was absolutely amazing. You don't have to be like, yeah, that song reminds me of my dad, that kind of thing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to have those moments. I mean, we definitely have those moments.
We do have, some more personal songs in there.
In the pipeline.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the fun in there. You just got to have the fun.
I think
you've got to be put on at parties, you know what I mean? The amount of times you had that friend say, oh, you might like this band, and they'll put it on. It's the heaviest thing. You just see everyone walk out of the room. It's like, well, they're never going to listen to heavy metal ever again. You've just turned them off because you put on this most insane song. Whereas I think if you put us on, because it's just joyful and just weird at some point, people might go, oh, that's different, and might actually give more of these guys a listen. So, yeah.
Also means when it comes to writing or whatever, you can just chuck in whatever the fuck we like.
Yeah, no, exactly.
In a sense.
Yeah.
See how it works.
You guys have your EP Visions of the Past. So if people watching haven't heard it yet, make sure you do so. It is Excellent. The whole thing came out in April, if I've got that correct.
Yeah.
How's the reception been for it so far?
Yeah, mostly positive.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's a weird one, isn't it? Sometimes it just goes out to the ether, and then you beg for people to feedback, please.
All the time.
Yeah, like we just kept dropping songs, like we kept dropping it one by one, sort of like a waterfall sort of style, like what a lot of bands do nowadays. So first release was back in January, and then February, and up until it was completely out by April. So, which is how it's garnered the amount of streams it has, because it didn't get those streams in one hit. It's just been over time, over the past like 6-7 months now. So yeah, a couple of oldies that were renewed, and a couple that or was it just Little Leaf that's actually really seen the light of day, and that's like Adam's sort of footprint on it.
That's my baby. That's my pride and joy. He's going to uni, that song. He's going to do well. He's going to bring money home to the family. He's going to treat us well. He's good.
Oh no, he's gone to music college.
He wants to be an actor. Why, son? I gave you everything, Little Leaf. I gave you everything.
And you threw
it away. You were supposed to be an engineer like my grandfather before me.
Oh god. But not wanting to wait around, you guys have your follow-up EP, Paintings of the Future, coming out, I think you told me in October, if I can say that publicly.
Yeah, it'll be completely out by October 18th, I think. It's a Friday in the middle of October. I know that. I've completely forgot which day it was.
Cool. Were these songs written alongside the previous EP?
Yes. So we actually wrote and recorded. Actually, granted, some of the songs are actually old and came from our debut, like self-titled EP from 2012. Like 3 of them kind of reappeared. So Brutality, which we have the Brutality EP, Parasites in Disguise. They were off the Brutality EP, and then
Wolf on the Flock.
Wolf on the Flock. That was from the 2012 EP, and that made it onto Visions of the Past. And then songs like Manipulate the Cattle, Force Fed Lies,
They Took Us From the
Sky. They were written back in the old lineup days. Then they never saw the light of day with like recording or anything. So we finally, they're finally out and about.
We got like 10, 11 songs, I think it was, we recorded in the end. So, we recorded absolutely loads, because the original idea was to basically release a full-length album. It was sort of, okay, this is actually going to be time constraining. We do actually have quite a lot of songs here. What if it was just sort of condensed down to EPs? And then we could sort of, another system reference, we sort of mesmerize, hypnotize the and have it so like when you put the EPs together, they become like a megazord of EPs, and then just become like a whole album that way. So it just becomes Visions of the Past, Paintings of the Future. So it's worked out pretty well so far. Swarm coming out soon as well. So
we also didn't want to just sort of put all the eggs into one basket and just throw out a full-length album if no one was going to hear it, or if it wasn't going to get like any proper back into it, because we're a band with a small budget. We all work crappy minimum wage jobs, and so it just made sense to sort of split things up a bit and just like gradually release everything, and build a bit of momentum for it like that, to be honest.
For sure. That's interesting. You kind of you said you did it for like time constraints. It's like we recorded these songs, we'll record these other songs at another point, kind of thing. But you kind of inadvertently stumbled there into what I've observed with bands, that kind of releasing consistently even one song every once in a while seems to get bands going a heck of a lot faster now than just releasing albums. So you've kind of stumbled on the right way to do it inadvertently. Do these songs have like a common through line, or are they just a bunch of awesome songs, if you know what I mean?
There's no concept to it really. There's concept in terms of, say, the titles of these EPs, because it's just representative of the band itself. So first off, you said just random sort of songs put together. It more or less is, although we obviously had a track listing structure in mind for how it can flow. But then things like the titles of these EPs, so Visions of the Past is kind of like a reference to, it's kind of like an opposite sort of thing, really, because Visions is something you would see into the future, you know what I mean? But it's referencing Amber, and then here's a hint of Adam, and then the next album, like the Paintings of the Future, is here's one Hammer song, and then the rest is Adam and this band moving forward. It's kind of like almost paying a homage in a sense, but crossing over.
Visions of the Past is where the band sort of came from, and Painted the Future is sort of the direction we're going. I mean, as I keep joking with Bill all the time, it's just like we're in our Iowa stage right now. Like we're in our Iowa stage. We're on our second release. The next one is just going to be an acoustic album. It's going to be volume 3. Enjoy the screaming while you can and the heaviness, because the next is just going to be a great indie album. It's going to be so good. It's going to love it. There's so many songs about me sitting on the side of a lake. It's going to be great. It's going to be good.
I only assumed there might be like some sort of thematic through line, because of course the names play off each other. Paints to the Future, Drawings to the Past and whatnot, and also the artwork as well. The two artworks, they exist as a package, but you say that the connective line is more they're two defining eras of the band rather than the subject matter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's a mix of like quirky or straight up just heavy, or a bit of personal sort of like topics here or there. But it's a mixed bag really. Like I'm sure there's something
and gaming references.
Yeah,
real thick mix.
It's been my thing like for years. Whenever I join a band, I have to write at least one song about a computer game I'm currently playing.
Oh, brilliant.
Like it was a band that I was in years and years back, and we had a song called Blood of a General Son, and the whole thing was about a campaign that I was playing through on like Total War at the time.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to write a song about this. This is great. And I was just like making little notes about like what was happening in my go, and eventually turned it into a song. We got a song coming out soon called Binaural Illusions. And the whole song is about Warframe.
Hey, fantastic.
So it's just too many hours. Like, my girlfriend became a Warframe widow at one point. Like, I felt so excited. Like, just coming in and just hearing the intro signing in, just like, oh God, not this again. Oh my God, he's so lucky. I love him. Like, it's just, yeah. But the whole song's about Warframe, and another band. I can't remember what song it was. I wrote another one about a computer game, and next EP release I'll probably do it again. Write another song about a game that I'm playing. Probably Expedition 33. That's what I need to do.
Oh, I need to get to that. No spoilers.
Lots of tissues. It's very sad.
What's your go-to class in Warframe?
So my main for a long time has been Gauss. I just love the little micromanagement with using the super speed and stuff, and the red line meter. I love that. Before that, it was Revenant. Spent ages playing as Revy. Revy was just the best, and my first ever one was Volt, because Volt. You're playing as the Flash in a way. Like, it's great. It just makes barriers. It's awesome. Well, what's yours?
I'm terrible with names. I'm the one. There's like a tree at the beginning. It's like the ninja like one.
Oh, Excalibur,
that's it. Yeah, because I got way too into Warframe for, as you say, for a very long time, and I realized I need to put this away before it consumes my life. So, how are you going to go about releasing this EP? Is it going to be sequentially, all in one go? How are you going to do it?
Yeah, sequentially. So it'll be the next song. The first song off of this will be coming out 18th. Yeah, Friday. 18th. Yeah, no. After the final.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But we'll be playing it in the set as well. So in the set.
Sweet. And I really appreciate you guys sending me an advanced look at a couple of the tracks. Really, really appreciate that. That was super good of you. And for everyone watching, I can't wait to hear the whole thing in context. Go listen to albums in full. It's the way bands intend it. So anyway, let's get to the main event, so to speak. How have you guys found your experience at Metal to the Masses this year?
It's been good fun, I think.
Yeah,
it's really good fun.
It's absolutely mental in contrast to how I remembered it, because we were entered into it back in 2012 and 2013 in the original lineup. So it's much different this time, like a bit different, and so obviously similar formats, because it's just it's a battle of the bands competition, but just seeing the amount of people coming out, and the absolute contrast of like bands and styles that are playing this time, rather than how it used to be mostly, say, thrash, death metal, and the occasional power metal band or something like that, but this time around it's just such a eclectic mix of like bands, and
Well, every band's unique.
Absolutely
That's the crazy
solid.
thing about this final. Every single band is unique. Like, no band sounds a little bit like the other band or anything. It's like, no, they're all completely unique, their own fresh take on metal. And it's great. Like, it's good. Rather than it just being, oh, here's 6 death metal bands, or here's 6 thrash bands, or here's 6 metalcore bands. It's like, no, each band does their own thing in their own way. Because you have Vulture God are like a doom band, and then you've got like you guys who are very much not like Vulture God in any way, shape, or form. But then you two guys are nothing like, say, Monochrome, and Monochrome is just, it's amazing. And the crowds as well. We actually got our first pit like at Metal to the Masses. Like, we've been ever since we came back around, started doing gigs, because we don't generally ask for pits. We are actually just, look, if you want a pit, you do it. You enjoy it your way. I'm not going to tell you how to enjoy our music. I'm going to ask you to headbang, but that's it.
We had a few at the return show back at the Griffin, but
it wasn't really a problem. You can't really hit at the Griffin, bless.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, you can.
Seen people jump off that like bar flipping thing in the past, at thrash shows and things. So, been some actually raucous nights there. So.
I remember your first heat this year. It was, for my money, one of the tightest opening heats I'd seen at Melt to the Masses that I've been to, and I've been to a few. We've had you guys, Taipan, Calvaria, Disaster Clinic. I loved every single one of those bands, so I pitched so much that goddamn night. So I guess I was in your first pit then, by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Good. So how's it feel to be in the final?
I mean, we've had our work cut out for us, to be honest, because I mean, we're not taking anything for granted. Like, granted, there's like been murmurs like from people just like, oh, we reckon you'll go all the way, but you kind of have to ignore the noise at times, because you just can't like take it for granted. Because I'm just like, some of these people haven't even attended any of the Metal to the Massive shows, and I'm like, I get that you're an old friend of ours, or you've put us on in the past or things like that, but it's like, what are you basing it on? You haven't like seen or heard some of these bands, man. Like, it's so much tougher. Like, it's insane. Like, absolutely quality. So we've just been absolutely grateful, like not taking it for granted at all. And especially that semi-final as well, was just like, I think at that point we were kind of like, there's no shame in going out to like any of these bands. This is like very tough. Like,
it makes us bring it as well, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And every band then, it just makes the show even better, because everyone's pushing the envelope even more and more, and it's great.
Yeah,
just makes for a more fun evening all round, also, as well as the competition side of it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But obviously, for a lot of people might not realize that obviously this is a competition to play Bloodstock at the end of the day. But a huge part of being part of this is making connections with other bands. Basically, that's massive, especially for us. Which bands, are there any that you've come off the back of this now? You might be doing shows with them in the future, or you'll keep them on the list.
Oh, if this band could smile more.
I thought I'd have to walk you to the door there.
I don't really care for them myself. I mean, their vocalist said some really dodgy stuff on the podcast. It's like,
that is so Ollie.
Just
we haven't necessarily got anything dead on in the pipeline, but absolutely open to it, though, that's for sure. Like, because all these bands have been absolutely killer. Like, we've been and I guess obviously the same for you guys, like we've been paired with all sorts of lineups in the past, like where we usually stick out like a sore thumb. but we seem to work with whatever we're given. Like, say when me and Amar used to get gigs, like he'd be getting us all the gigs with, like, say, the death metal, grindcore, slam, and crust punk stuff, and then I'd be getting us like gigs with, I don't know, prog tech metal bands and groove, if there's any groove or new metal bands about, then or just trying to get on like to the bigger sort of shows, like bigger sort of promotions. And then Amar kept it, like, say, more underground, so it was a good contrast, really. It was quite interesting, like good, where we'd pop up, like
it's a good way to like hone your skills, isn't it, playing in front of very eclectic crowds with eclectic bands.
So with that being said, like, although we might not necessarily stylistically be like the other bands, bar you guys, like, kind of we're on that System of a Down sort of spectrum, where it's like, okay, this is our middle ground, but we venture off to say Primus, and then say you guys venture off to like Avatar or something along those lines. You know, it's interesting. Like got the more theatrics, like a new evil scarecrow sort of vibe or something, and then we're just, I don't know. we don't call ourselves death metal or anything like that. I think there would be a slap in the face to them, to be honest. We're just doing whatever we do.
We've got ASSD, but a bit similar to system disorder.
Oh god, you mentioned Evil Scarecrow. We actually had a song we were working on for ages that was about crabs, and then we realized, oh fuck, we get compared to them enough. That song is being retooled. We'll find another freaky looking animal. Yeah, we could do something weird with. I don't know. What's a horrific animal? But I don't know, seagulls or something. I don't know.
Like it's not.
What
is it? Yeah.
I mean, take it as read. Any of our songs, the initial starting point is our bassist Dale. He is always what our songs are about in some way, shape, or form. If you don't know, ask him to give you an anecdote about his life. You'll be in hysterics. I'm just saying. That's where all our music comes from. Cool. So I have been asking every band this, but you don't have to comment if you don't want to. Is there any one band in particular that you might be eyeing up as your big competition in the final?
No, we're going to beat them all.
Hey, that's the answer I've been waiting for. Everyone's been so diplomatic.
Down with spoil war.
Oh, fess.
I am editing this, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, on the real, diplomatically, it just ties into what we said earlier with regards to like the quality of competition and like bands and stuff in this competition. It's just there's no shade.
You can't call it.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot call it. It's Simon Hall or whoever from Bloodstock is going to absolutely have their work cut out for them. But it being 250 capacity sold out on the night, honestly, whether you get there or not, like all that's going to matter is just that night and just playing what's going to be one of the best like local shows like
and
going,
it could
you know.
potentially be in the high 20s in terms of temperature.
It's
as well.
30 leading up to it. So
that's going to be a sweaty day.
That's what you want though. Underground gigs, sweaty, gross.
Went through 37 degrees at Hellfest recently, so
oh god, yeah. I've always wanted to go to Hellfest, but this year, Jesus fuck. Oh god,
we had to be sensible.
Yeah,
you know, just couldn't get drunk off the beers because we were too busy trying to stay hydrated.
Yeah, it was like Bloodstock 22. I think it was like 35, 36. And I was like, if I have this beer, I might die. It's no fun that way, as you know. Underground hot is different to festival hot.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bloodstock, though, what would it mean for you guys to play Bloodstock?
Incredible, because I think it'll be unfortunately, I haven't got tickets to this year's one because I was too poor to get any at the time, and unfortunately, my usual friends who go, some of which who come over from like Ireland, like Belfast, etc. Like I only get to see them there, you know, for the most part. So, so it would be wonderful to not only obviously get a chance to play it, but to at least just be reunited with my friends that I get to see once a year.
Don't make me feel bad that I managed to get a ticket.
But I went in 2010, and then I didn't go back until the 20-year anniversary, which obviously got postponed because of the dreaded C.
the event.
The event. So yeah, went in. Yeah, I went to the 20-year one, and then a couple of years after that, pretty much. Actually ended up going there 1 year, ended up winning 3 tickets in an air guitar competition while I was out my face, fucked at the lanes. I literally just came from a work night in Bath, just at Comedia, and then a bunch of us who were going back to Bristol, getting the last train back, and then pretty much everyone else was like calling it a night. Me being several like rum and cokes and whatever else like deep into my night, I've just decided to wander off to the lanes and see if anything was on. Walk in, and it just so happens that Fucked is on, and then they mention, oh yeah, we got free Bloodstock tickets going. Air guitar competition to one of the 3 headliners of that year. So I was just doing whatever in the crowd, and then they yoinked me up on stage with 2 other people, and yeah, they were like, it's either going to be a Killswitch Engage song, a Meshuggah song, or a Megadeth song, and I'm fine with all 3. So I was just like, all right, then let's do this at 2 a.m, at this point. And then, yeah, they go with Killswitch Engage, End of Heartache. And I'm just, it's like, I hope these guys don't know I'm actually a guitarist.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can do that note for note.
I'm like so close to the edge of the stage. All I remember was like looking down, thinking, Bill, you are so many drinks in and it's 2 a.m. Do not fall off this fucking stage. Like, and then, yeah, all.
I bet it was that. I bet.
They were really not
Yeah. We go on tangents
all the time.
We always sidetrack.
We only run through the set twice in a 4-hour band practice.
Facts.
Fun facts. Partly because he has to fly down from Scotland as well, so he's usually down for like a week, and we have like maybe 1 or 2 practices before a show, and that's it. Yeah. And it's usually run through it like twice, and it's just mostly us cracking around, really.
Yeah. God, I feel like our 2 bands would get on a storm on tour. Watch this space. Anyway, amazing. Well, good luck in the final, guys. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Cool. So we're nearly done, but I like to end these interviews the same way every time, with some random quickfire questions that have nothing to do with anything. You can think as quick or as long as you want. You can fight it out if you want. You do not have to come to a consensus. So
don't hit me in the balls.
So first question. I promise it doesn't relate to last night, but Metallica versus Slayer.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Slayer personally.
See, I'm just like thinking in terms of songwriting, like greatest, like standing the test of time, and then just meat and potatoes, like classic thrash. Then Slayer for that, and then Metallica for songwriting. I mean, generally speaking, but I don't know. I feel like I'd probably lean more towards Metallica, to be honest. Like, but I love both.
I'm gonna go Metallica. Fuck it.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Hey, this is why I do it.
Break up before the fucking that's what I said.
That's what all this is about. I'm trying to make every band break up for the final so Smile will win by default, basically. That's the idea. Anyway, cool. Traditional metal or modern metal?
Depends where you define modern metal, because I know this came up in the last few interviews.
Yeah, you've been watching. 2000s is our cutoff point.
Because when I think modern metal, I still think back to like Chimera, Lamb of God, and Devil Driver or something. Like, that's mine.
If that's the question, then traditional for me.
I'm gonna say modern.
Yeah, modern, like, for me.
Yeah, I was a new metal kid.
Me too.
New metal.
I grew up listening to new metal and then bought Marshall Mathers LP. That was, and then I'd go home and just be like, "What's on? Oh, look, it's SmackDown and Raw. Let's watch some WWF Attitude Era. Oh, it's Ruthless Aggression now." Like, that was my life growing up. So just I've got to say,
back in our day.
Back in our day, when we used to have playing with sticks and squirrels.
Brilliant. Breakdown or sing along?
Breakdown.
Break along.
Break along.
Break along. There's always someone that finds secret option number 3.
Right, someone that incorporate both.
I'm going to say sing along because I'm a vocalist today. I can doing a breakdown as a vocalist is pretty hard to do.
I find breakdowns can be really oversaturated, and I'm like really picky about them. Like, probably one of my favorites is the breakdown in Sixth, Another Sinking Ship. That one's class, but I don't hear it. I'm very picky about breakdowns and things, so I'm just gonna go with big old sing along, to be honest.
We'll write a breakdown soon. We're not gonna fucking break down.
Hey, there you go. Mosh pit or standing at the barrier?
Oh God,
mosh pit.
I'll go for
my back sucks too much for a barrier.
As someone who's nearing 40, I'm going to say at the back because my body won't handle
At the
much.
back.
Like I need to rest for like 4 days getting off the stage. I don't know why I throw myself around like Iggy Pop, but my body is not built for it. It's not even built to go past 10 p.m. Like so, yeah. I'm gonna stay at the back just so I can stay alive that few extra years longer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Would you have rather gone to Black Sabbath, Back to the Beginning, or Live Aid?
Shit.
Oh,
That's very good on that.
Oh, wow.
I'll just jump in now. I wouldn't be able to answer this either.
oh.
I mean, I'm still stupidly grateful for yesterday, and
Yeah.
even got, I think quite a few of us, even in my group, got a bit teary-eyed in between Ozzy and Black Sabbath songs, like whenever Ozzy would speak or something, because it really dawned on us that this is the last time that we're going to see or hear him, like without getting, say, maybe too morbid or anything, but just seeing his enthusiasm while sat in that throne, like, and just doing his best was just like, oh man, that's our granddad, like, man.
I'm gonna say Live Aid, just simply because a lot of the bands that were at the Black Sabbath show I have seen before.
That's fair.
Whereas the ones at Live Aid, definitely
yes.
like I've to have seen Queen with Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
just
fair.
have to say Live Aid.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Cream or jam first on scones?
It's cream first, and you shut the fuck up.
Yes.
You are
Cream
not allowed to
first.
say anything else. Please, you also say cream first, and I'm not going to debate this shit. I'm not even from Devon, but I feel passionate about this shit.
What have you done for it?
I'm so passionate.
That's why this question didn't come up in the previous one.
I got into an argument at
He's
my
gonna hit
nan's.
us after this fucking podcast.
I got into an argument at my
This is what I live for.
Where's your hat?
Daddy's gonna hurt us again.
Okay.
He's got.
So,
But yeah, no, cream first. And if anyone else disagrees, cream fish. I'm so like I got into an argument at my nan's funeral with like a proper argument over it. They're like, "What goes first? Is it jam or cream?" I was like, "Well, it's cream because you don't put butter on top of jam when you're making toast, do you, divvy?" So sorry, you've awoken a beast here.
That is hands down the best reaction to one of these quickfire questions I have ever had.
I like how they've been quickfire questions, but we can't answer quickly.
Yeah.
we like to things dragon.
I have done some interviews where the quickfire questions go on longer than the damn interview because bands just fight it out. Like you get them asking about jam or cream, and they are off. You ask about their new album, and yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? Yeah.
We're more listening to it come to desserts.
Scone or scone?
Scone.
Scone.
See, I call it scone because I'm a posh twat.
Depends who I speak to. like being a accent sponge or something. Just...
Reading boy, yeah, but now I live in Bristol, so I haven't picked up the accent just yet. Favorite movie?
Mallrats. By far.
Good show.
Yeah, Mallrats. I don't know what it is.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I feel like mine's like I'm just like torn between two things at the moment. Like I'm Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Or like Hot Fuzz.
Oh, brilliant. two more than worthy choices for sure. But Lord of the Rings is always mine. I'm always waiting for bands to say Lord of the Rings. Brilliant. Favorite band / artist?
Rammstein.
Korn.
I don't know who to pick between Tool or Gojira. So I guess Gojira.
Yeah. I mean, don't wish to keep rubbing it in, but both bands were amazing last night.
Yeah, I've already seen them though, so.
But not that.
So had I. I'd seen them both before as well.
All right, shut up.
Have you seen Tool play Hand of Doom before? I think not. Favorite venue?
Royal Albert Hall. Just
Nice.
I got to see Devin Townsend play there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I saw Ghost there.
And we saw Always Sunny
yeah,
live podcast there.
I forget they do podcasts.
Yeah.
Why?
It was so cool.
It was good. Always.
Oh yeah, Devin was incredible at the Royal Albert. It was so fucking good.
Great
Every
show.
time he's done it. Cool. Metallica before or after they cut their hair?
Before.
Yeah. Before.
I mean, obviously. Sweet. And final question: favorite Cruelty Circuit song?
Fuck.
Can we say one that's not even released?
If you like, if you want, go for it.
You can't dictate that. It's our movie. We can't chat about what we can and can't chat about with our. I'm gonna say I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I'm going to say the circuit. For two different reasons, and I love.
Which one?
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
I do,
That song is just, it came off the back of a crazy heat wave where he was hungover. I was having to stand in a carpeted. Well, I had to stand in a carpeted vocal booth during a heat wave, so I'm dying and delirious.
We were not looking forward to working on this song because it's like it's the most quirkiest one. Like even like musically, it's like
and it's saying what the fuck. Like it's amazing.
It's pretty much it really fucks with I forgot what time signatures we were even fucking with in that song, but it's really just it's just a weird one, like an absolutely fun but weird one. But it was kind of like, I don't know what Adam's got like in mind for this song or how he's going to flow the lyrics over any of this. So when he got to it, it was like, okay, right. And as it was going on, he showed me the lyrics and he's doing it, and I'm just like, okay, now I'm getting what you're doing, etc. And this is great. Like, okay, this is actually getting better, but it's still missing something in places. And then I think it was just like looking at his lyrics. I'm sat in the flipping like spinny chair. He's like sat or led on the sofa, and I turn round like after reading the lyrics or just after listening to his like lyrics about like what's going on in his song, and all I turn around and say to Aaron, I just go, "What the fuck?" And that was it. Like, that's going, Adam, definitely going. We need to make a choir of Adams. So that's what we did. We got into like multiple takes to make a choir of Adams singing.
We knew the fuck. Like a news reporter had to be in there, and the beat poet guy had to be in there. Honestly, when this song releases, it will all make sense. Yeah, there's a choir, there's beat poetry, and there's a news reporter.
The title is also a sort of loose reference to The Boys.
Yeah,
so I think it was Homelander.
Because the song itself is about. So the song itself is about someone who gets off masturbating in Canary Wharf because they're just absolutely enough with capitalism. And I was just like, oh, what's the term for this? Wheating. Brilliant. Let's write a song about wheating. And yeah, I told you I don't write serious stuff. Like, seriously, my girlfriend could break up with me tomorrow and I just won't write a song about it. I'm just like, I got a great song about a black breed that becomes a lawyer. Like, it's just, I can't help it.
So there's that. And then in contrast to when I said The Circuit, which is the most serious song we've ever written, and is a 7-minute flipping, for lack of a better word, ballad.
Both on the same EP as well.
And both on the same EP. So,
that's our answer.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, this has been one of the best that I've done in a while, guys. Cool. That's all I've got. Thank you so much, guys. Whoa.
That's not what we've got. We've got more. So,
okay.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wait, I didn't even show it. It's my dead bird.
We actually have questions for you.
Oh.
You ask questions all the time.
Okay.
Questions. Yeah, I'll take
the question.
Hey, Wyatt.
I'm a little nervous.
Hey, Arnold. Tay Wyatt here, just here to ask you some questions. So we got some questions to ask you. So we'll ask you some questions here. No, that's Tay. What? That's what? That's the thing. There it is. Right. Okay. So, first question. What would you rather have in a boat? Bob Marley or Bob Mortimer?
I mean, both would be a treat. I mean, do you know what? I mean, as legendary as Bob Marley is, just could not get enough of asking Bob Mortimer to just tell me his life story, and it would be just hysterical.
Bobbing along.
Yeah, I mean, fuck off.
Fuck's sake, I had that wide open for me.
I think it's a good answer, but it's not right. The answer we were looking for. The answer we were looking for is or. I mean, you're in a boat. So,
Fuck's sake.
question number 2: if you could have a beard anywhere else on your body, where would it be?
Do all these questions have a secret hidden answer?
We're just trying to guess your password.
If I could have a beard anywhere else, ooh, these are the questions that really make a man think. Within,
These aren't quick. These are slow fast.
God, another beard. I would like down the back of my neck.
Nice. Good answer.
Make my hair look even longer.
A true neck beard.
Yeah, like a reverse neck beard.
Question number 3: how would you move a mountain using a spoon?
How to move it? What I would do. This would be a very, very long endeavor. But what I would do is I would go to Mount Everest, right, with the spoon, because they measured, the height of Mount Everest. It's nebulous in it, so I could just dig a really big deep hole and say it's down to here, and it's a different mountain now. So there you go to Mount whatever.
Genius. Next one's a bit more serious: mug or cup?
Depends what you're drinking.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I've got no notes for that. That's a bloody good answer.
Hot answer, mug. What I don't know what I drink out of cups, actually. I drink out of pint glasses and mugs.
Oh yeah, and it's the pint glasses you stole from the pub. Like it's
Yeah, exactly. What is a pint glass? Is it a glass or what?
It's a glass cup.
It's a glass cup. Yes, exactly. No handles on that.
I thought you were gonna bust into like the Flash from the DC movies and talk, what is brunch? What is a cup? What is glass? What's pint?
Give me existential crisis.
I mean, cup. One final question: if you were a Pokemon region, who would be your 3 starting Pokemon?
So hold on. What exactly do you mean here? Do you mean like am I picking my favorite region basically? Or what are we doing?
Oh no, you are the region.
I am the region. Also, I can pick from the pre-established ones my starters.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously your initial starting Pokemon are the first of a 3-tiered evolutionary tree. So I'm gonna have to pick Pokemon at the start of a 3-tier evolutionary cycle. Every Pokemon game, no matter what, if there's a Ghastly in there, I'm catching it. So Ghastly is in there.
Nice.
God, who else? I always pick fire types, so I got to pick a fire type. I'm trying to think of 3-tiered fire types now.
We've got him good. He's
Well, I love Growlithe. That's a 2-tier evolutionary tree. Oh God. I think if I scrap the whole 3-tier thing, I love having Lucario on my team. So Luxio, I think, is his initial starting point. So let's throw him in there. And fuck it, let's just pick a fire type. I'm gonna go for the first ever Pokemon game I ever played. My first ever starting Pokemon was Cyndaquil from Pokemon Silver.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ghastly, Cyndaquil, Luxio.
Nice.
Ooh.
I mean, it's no fucking Bulbasaur, but yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Lucario's pre-evolution's called Riolu, I think.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. that. You know who I mean. I'll
Yeah.
put it up on the screen.
Choices. Okay.
Yeah, good choice.
Well done. It's a nice interview. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming on, guys. Battle to the Masses is next Sunday. I'm taking
By all means, take it away. Oh, this has been amazing. Anyway, Metal to the Masses is next week on July 13th. I would say get your tickets now, but you missed out, you idiots. So the final sold out next week. One of the 6 bands will be going on to play Bloodstock. Thank you so much, Cruelty Circuit, for joining me today. Thank you all for watching. Go listen to some amazing heavy metal, and I shall see you in the next video.